I discovered Henry Fonda as a really interesting actor in The Grapes of Wrath, which was a film that a viewer of this channel actually recommended, which I really liked. And then I watched 12 Angry Men, because that is his most well-known film. And after that you're going, give me more Fonda, right? So I watched On Golden Pond. And then I decided not to do a review of On Golden Pond. Because, oh my god.
We want the review, we want the review, we want the review!
So then I was like, I'll take a little time to do my next Henry Fonda. And I had this movie in mind for all that time, because what's not to love with, like, families, marrying, loads of children. And I thought, oh, surely, he'll have like 4 and she'll have 6, and no. No, I was not prepared for the amount of children.
Oh dear.
It's very good. It's so excellent, this film. I mean, we can stop the review right here. It's like, go watch this movie. It works. The pacing is excellent. Yes, it is Lucille Ball, but it's not a screwball comedy. They have a few scenes where she is called upon to do the physical acting and all of that, or the screwball stuff that goes along with expectations of her. But I feel that, yes, it was in the script and she's downplaying it because she's playing a serious character here, and there's not really a moment where she turns that into slapstick, even though there are slapstick type scenes. So I appreciate that, because I'm not a fan of slapstick. If you want slapstick, there will be a little bit in here, but it's going to be more about heartwarming story of 2 families trying to,
mingle.
Yeah. So you've got he's a widower, she's a widow. So the Hays Code is all over this thing. There is so much Hays Code going on in this film. And it is 1968, which is the same year that they did The Graduate, which broke the Hays Code. But I suspect this one was either a different studio, or they were just on a different track.
A little earlier.
These people.
Maybe
they filmed earlier. Yes, that's possible. It's also a co-production with Desilu Productions.
Lucille Ball's own production company.
Who produced Star Trek, also in the late 60s. So we like Desilu. We like Lucille Ball. I've never actually really seen her iconic show. I mean, I've seen snippets. But I'm sure she's excellent. But the fact that she actually appreciates drama.
The Lucille Ball show was very important in that it normalized some things that should have been normalized all the time, like being pregnant and going to delivery, that sort of thing. That was never been seen on television, and doing it in a comedy was smart.
That is very smart. And also, after that, you can't even imagine a family show anymore where one of the women doesn't get pregnant at some point and has a baby, and then we have to time jump because now the baby is going to have to be 6 years old. Family Ties, anyone? Because they don't want to lug around the baby for the next season. I mean, having babies on TV shows is a staple now.
Yeah, but that was new.
Yes.
She invented it.
Can you imagine that they were living a world in the 1950s and 60s where they're like, no, we can't have women pregnant on television. What?
And I'm going to actually say that this movie exists because she is Lucille Ball, and she did all those things in the last the 15 years before this.
Absolutely, because her production company is listed first.
But no, I mean as the subject of the movie. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know anything about how this script came to be.
Meet our next team of challengers. What is your name, please?
My name is Helen Beardsley.
I, Helen Beardsley, have been married to my husband, Frank, for 4 years. We have 20 children. Perhaps I'd better explain. When I first met Frank, I was a widow with 8 children. He, a widower with 10. We fell in love, got married, and have since had 2 children of our own.
You say number one, you bathe 4 kids at once. What kind of a bathtub do you have?
Only the small children at once.
All of them at once.
You're quite a lovely-looking woman, and to take care of a house full of 22 humans, tell me, do you find it necessary to use an assortment of beauty aids and lotions and balms and unguents and so forth?
Oh,
Don't name any names, but do you use all that stuff all the time?
Wouldn't have time.
Will the real Helen Beardsley please stand up?
But I love it. Because I was expecting, right, they're gonna do lots of shenanigans with loads of kids. There's also a Doris Day film where she's got like four boys that are completely unraisable, and she has to deal with that. And that's more of a we're making it funny. We're going to, yes, there's going to be a story with people and stuff, but effectively the point of it is the shenanigans with the kids. In this film, not at all. This is straight up a nice, friendly family drama with some comedy, but that's mostly Lucille Ball. And some of the young actors I recognized. I didn't recognize any of the young actresses, but I'm sure a lot of them would have been on television. They would have been in the major movies at that time. Because I did recognize Tim Matheson and Ben Murphy. And Tim Matheson seems to have tweaked his last name after this film. But yeah, so the young men that are like the 17-year-olds, you know them from stuff. I'm sure that the girls are the same, but I don't know. But the cast, so he's got 10 kids.
10!
She's got 8. And
that's an orphanage together.
Yes, and it is, and they have to actually spend the film. Yes, they have to decide to get together. The pacing, like I said, is excellent. I was looking at the timing when they were sort of like through the first act of, and now they have had a date and they've decided that they can't be together because they've got way too many kids or whatever. 30 minutes, almost on the dot. Second act, they are going to get together. They have decided now we are going to date each other. 1 hour on the dot, etc. So you got 4 acts in which to do everything. And there's a reason why structuring a story, structuring a script is really important, because it works. You can do this part of the story and then you can have all the characters do their things. And then you get to that next point where you have yet another opportunity to have all the characters do their things. It works. It's almost like a lesson in how to put the script together. What needs to happen. And does it have to have major things? No! You don't need any explosions. You don't need anything. He works, so they're all in the Navy. He works in an aircraft carrier, the USS Enterprise. Yay! Of course. And I'm thinking that's because it's Desilu Productions, yes, and it's Lucille Ball, and the Star Trek fans made it was Star Trek or Star Trek fans requested that NASA called one of their aircraft carriers the USS Enterprise. Okay, so we have it, and it is actually listed at the top at the beginning as well, with thanks to the participation of the Navy. So I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna get both slapstick, screwball, and we're going to get like pow pow in the air. No. This script is down to earth. This is about people doing their job, going home and dealing with home life. And so my biggest quibble with the film is that even though they're trying to present it as fairly feminist, but it's 1968 in the US, not terribly feminist. So he has a sort of a rolling rolling coming and going of maids, housekeepers.
Housekeepers, yeah.
Yes. And that's because he's off to work, and then he's got 10 kids. His 2 youngest are with his brother-in-law and his sister. And he does get jip over that from a lot of people. So it is especially from his kids. So it's yes, this is what we do, but nobody loves it. Everybody hates it. And then she is at home and she doesn't have actually a baby in arms. She has like 4-year-olds and up. 8 of them. But I'm like, okay, so she's at home because she doesn't have a revolving group of housekeepers.
Yeah, she's doing it herself.
Yeah, she's doing it herself. No, yes. And she's working full-time. Well, she's working part-time. She's working afternoons as a base nurse. That's all happening on the base. That's a very nice... Again, this is textbook for writing a script. The framework is perfect. They all live on the base. So they don't have to interact with the rest of the world. So everybody who they're going to be meeting understands Navy life. And it just works. Everything works in this film. But the fact that she's working afternoons, 5 afternoons a week? No, not with 8 kids. How? How?
Who needs sleep?
Yeah, I think these people are definitely of the quality of they don't need any sleep. They don't, if they can get away with like 2-3 hours a night, they're fine. Also, I think the kids are properly told, like the older teenagers, like, okay, take care of your sister right now, get her to wash up, etc., etc. That is happening, and that has to happen in a family that's large. Yeah, it's just tough cookies. You were born first, but you're going to be helped taking care of the kids.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be too much, but yes.
There's a lot of them, so it's dividable, and the kids, none of them complain about this. And again, smart writing is then they get married. Yes, it all works out. They get married. And it's a Catholic wedding, and we're going, oh yes, of course they're Catholics. Hence all the kids. And Frank, the Fonda character, at the beginning in his voiceover actually makes a remark that while he was married to his late wife, that he did start thinking about birth control. And because I think maybe that's their one little toss at the Hays Code. It's like, dudes, look, this is this is not good. Of course, all the husbands and the former husbands and wives have to be dead.
Well, yes.
Otherwise, you have no story because Hays Code.
Also Catholic.
And Catholic. Oh yeah, actually the Catholic part is even worse. Yeah, but the Hays Code was one of the firm pushers of the Hays Code was the Women's Catholics Association, whatever it was called. But it was women, an organized group of Catholic women, all the way back in the 1930s. But this is the 1960s, late 1960s, and they're about to have had enough. And I will do The Graduate at some point, but I do have to bone up on the Hays Code for that. Yeah, no, I really, really greatly enjoyed the film. There's shenanigans that are actually quite reasonable. You know, kids are acting up, and then kids are going, wait, but we're a family, so we insist on being a family. So having that move, of course, there's also the nuns in the schools. On base, maybe, I don't know. It's all very weird. And it just works very well. So I wouldn't say that this is a star vehicle for Henry Fonda. Clearly he was the other star. To they would have to have a big name star to play opposite Lucille Ball. One would assume Lucille Ball was not even questioned that she was going to play it, because it's her production company. So, but I feel that even though it's very much like we've seen in other films, it's kind of being told from the adult male perspective, where you're going, well, there's so many other characters, why are we even focusing on this adult male? But he's not hogging the screen. He's not grabbing the spotlight and pushing his way through all these kids. Now he's letting the kids shine when they can. He's letting her shine a lot, which is really what he's there for. That's, quite frankly, that's what a male star should be doing. You know, if your female star is actually the production of the film, then she needs to have the spotlight. And I feel it was quite like this. She got more screen time, maybe. But also because in the final act, and this is a film that's been out for over 50 years. In the final act, that he actually has to go, he does a tour with the Navy. He's deployed, and she lets him go. That's a part of the plot. They're literally, it's such a wholesome film. He's like, no, I'm staying home with the kids. We have so many kids. We have chosen this. We are happy. This is where I'm supposed to be. And she's like, yeah, but there is also this tour that's coming up with the
aircraft carrier.
With the aircraft carrier. So she's saying, this is my Christmas present to you. And I'm going, this is so wholesome. There's also not like major stacks of Christmas presents. It's not really a Christmas film, but there's, it does a season, you get Christmas. And there's plot around Christmas, so you can watch it as a Christmas movie. I would highly recommend it. But there's not like, they don't have a huge stack of Christmas presents. It's like you see in other films. It's downplayed, and their Christmas tree is not an insane Christmas tree. It's a nice Christmas tree. It's standing at a wall rather than in the middle and everybody has to run around it. With 18 kids, you can't do that. You just can't. I loved the part where he has decided, okay, because on the day of the wedding, then everybody has to move into the new house. It's very traditional. And then everybody, all the kids, of course, also have to have a place to sleep. So he has made a system. I love the system. He confused the younger kids a little bit and was like, I am Red Sea. I'm not sure where Red Sea is. One was the bathroom and the other one was the room. See, he had it organized. 4 bathrooms to the big house. So with 18 kids, 2 adults, 20 people, yeah, it's 5 people to a bathroom. I think that's reasonable. I would say probably the parents get 1, except maybe not in 1968.
In barracks,
nowadays, yeah. No, they bought a nice old house that immediately leaks because of course it rains the first night and it's a leaky as sieve. So they have their life cut out for them for the next 20, 30 years because of course it's yours, mine and ours. So last act is she's pregnant, and I just love everything about this film. It's just lovely. It's wonderful. Everybody is always making the right decisions in the end.
Except for the birth control at the beginning.
At the beginning and the middle and the end. So, yeah, because they're Catholics, then of course birth control is off the table. Although in the Second Vatican II, they were discussing, and I don't know if they went through with it, that it might be okay for married women to use birth control if having more babies is a medical danger to the woman. Unfortunately, Helen, Lucille Ball in this one,
is healthy as a horse.
She had 8 kids and it didn't hurt her none. Seriously. So, and she doesn't look under 40 at this point. So, and she's like, yeah, I'll have another one. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to be in for lots of kids, but it's mostly viewed from the adult point of view. I think this movie is extremely well balanced. I think it's beautifully made. Also, the cinematography is good. And you get to see especially all the teenagers, you get to see them in what were they wearing in 1968? Where were they going? Did they have cars? No, is the answer. No, they didn't have cars. Even the boy that is dating the oldest girl, he comes there on his bicycle. Yeah. So this car stuff is all from later, when you see all those hot rods.
70s.
Yeah, the hot rods down in the 50s may have been a different class of people, but it wasn't these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that. I like more down to earth myself. It's very relatable. There's nothing Navy style in there that a person who is not familiar with the Navy has problems with. It's all self-explanatory, or it just isn't a thing to worry about. And yeah, I think the fact that they put it around like Navy life, so it's not like the work life, but it's the private life, I think that works quite well, because it also shows that they're teaching their children some discipline. You know, there's one smack on the bum that happens, and now we wouldn't we wouldn't think that that's a good way to go, especially for something so, well, just generally. But for the rest of it, it's done with talking to them, and also with adults at one point saying, okay, I made a mistake. That was wrong. I am now making good on what I did. So I like that. It's just really good. I have nothing bad to say about it. And then that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.